Have you ever found yourself trapped in the same dream, night after night, unable to escape its grip on your sleeping mind? That house you can't stop returning to, the endless fall that never reaches bottom, the faceless figure that follows you through shadowed corridors. What if I told you these aren't just random neural firings or meaningless sleep stories? What if these recurring dreams are actually encrypted messages from the deepest parts of your psyche? Urgent communications your conscious mind has been desperately trying to ignore. According to Carl Jung, one of the founding fathers of modern psychology, your recurring dreams aren't tormenting you, they're trying to save you. They contain the very keys to understanding the parts of yourself you've locked away, the truths you're afraid to face, and the potential you've yet to realize. Today, we're going to decode these nocturnal messages together. By the end of this video, you'll never look at your recurring dreams the same way again. You'll have the tools to transform what might be frightening nighttime experiences into profound opportunities for healing and growth. This isn't just about better sleep, it's about finally hearing what your unconscious has been trying to tell you all along. The phenomenon of recurring dreams has fascinated humanity since we first began recording our dream experiences. Ancient civilizations, from Egypt to China, believed dreams were divine messages or visitations from ancestors. But it wasn't until the early 20th century that Carl Jung revolutionized our understanding of dreams as communications from our own unconscious mind. Jung proposed that dreams, especially recurring ones, serve as bridges between our conscious and unconscious selves. Unlike his mentor Freud, who viewed dreams primarily as expressions of repressed desires, Jung saw them as compensatory messages, attempts by the psyche to balance itself by bringing attention to neglected or rejected aspects of our personality. A recurring dream, then, is essentially your unconscious mind raising its voice because you haven't been listening to its whispers. It's repeating the same message with increasing urgency, hoping you'll finally pay attention. In today's hyper-connected yet emotionally disconnected world, these messages have never been more important. We're constantly bombarded with external stimuli, rarely taking time to look inward. Many of us are experiencing what Jung would call a loss of soul, a disconnection from our deeper selves that manifests as anxiety, depression, or a persistent feeling that something essential is missing from our lives. I understand how unsettling recurring dreams can be. Perhaps you've awakened in a cold sweat, heart pounding, from the same nightmare that's haunted you for years. Or maybe your recurring dream isn't frightening, but confusing, leaving you with a sense of unresolved mystery. You're not alone in this experience, and there's nothing wrong with you. In fact, these dreams are evidence that your psyche is working exactly as it should, trying to guide you toward wholeness. In this video, we'll first explore the psychological mechanisms behind recurring dreams, then examine common recurring dream themes and their potential meanings. We'll provide practical techniques for dream interpretation and finally discuss how to integrate these insights into your waking life for profound personal transformation. To truly understand recurring dreams, we must first understand the architecture of the unconscious mind as Jung conceived it. Jung divided the unconscious into two layers, the personal unconscious and the collective unconscious. The personal unconscious contains forgotten experiences, repressed memories, and what Jung called complexes, emotionally charged groups of ideas that can influence our behavior without our awareness. Many recurring dreams emerge from this personal layer, reflecting unresolved conflicts or unacknowledged emotions specific to your individual life experience. Beneath this lies the collective unconscious, a shared psychological inheritance containing what Jung called archetypes, universal patterns, and images that appear across cultures and throughout human history. These archetypes often manifest in dreams as powerful symbolic figures: the hero, the shadow, the wise elder, the divine child, and many others. Dreams are the guiding words of the soul, Jung wrote. If we do not understand their language, we shall not understand ourselves. This understanding becomes particularly crucial when a dream repeats itself, signaling that something important remains unaddressed. Let's connect this theory to reality through some common recurring dream scenarios. If you're repeatedly dreaming of falling, your unconscious may be highlighting areas where you feel insecure, unsupported, or afraid of failure. The dream isn't predicting actual falling. It's using this primal fear as metaphor for emotional vulnerability. 2. Being chased. Another extremely common recurring dream involves being pursued by a threatening figure or force. Jung would likely interpret this as an encounter with your shadow, the disowned aspects of yourself that you've rejected or repressed. What's chasing you in the dream is often what you're running from in your waking life: uncomfortable emotions, responsibilities, or aspects of your personality you'd rather not face. 3. Being unprepared. Dreams of being unprepared for an exam, performance, or important event often reflect anxiety about being evaluated or judged. They frequently occur even decades after school has ended, suggesting they're tapping into a deeper fear of inadequacy or exposure that transcends the specific school context. 4. Returning to a specific location. Recurring dreams that take place in the same location, perhaps your childhood home, a former workplace, or an entirely fictional but consistent setting, often represent unfinished emotional business connected to what that place symbolizes for you. These location-based dreams invite you to explore what remains unresolved about that period of your life. 5. Flying dreams. Not all recurring dreams are negative. Flying dreams often represent liberation, transcendence, and the discovery of new perspectives. If you repeatedly dream of flying, your unconscious may be encouraging you to rise above current limitations or to see your situation from a higher vantage point. A critical misconception about dream interpretation is that there's a universal dictionary where symbols have fixed meanings. Jung emphatically rejected this approach. While certain symbols may have collective resonances, their specific meaning always depends on the dreamer's personal associations and life context. Your recurring dream of water might symbolize something entirely different from someone else's, based on your unique experiences with water. Another common misunderstanding is that dreams are merely processing the day's events. While dreams certainly incorporate recent experiences, what Jung called day residue, recurring dreams typically point to deeper, more enduring psychological patterns rather than transient daily concerns. Perhaps the most dangerous misconception is dismissing dreams as just dreams, meaningless neural activity during sleep. This perspective robs us of a vital channel of self-knowledge. As Jung noted, your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. As she began exploring these rooms through therapy and self-reflection, developing previously neglected talents and expressing previously suppressed emotions, the dream gradually changed. The rooms became more accessible, better lit, and eventually familiar. The recurring dream had served its purpose, guiding her toward a more complete self-understanding. Now that we understand the theoretical framework, let's develop practical tools for working with your recurring dreams. The goal isn't just interpretation but transformation, using these dreams as catalysts for meaningful change in your waking life. First, let's assess your current relationship with your recurring dreams. Take a moment to reflect. What parts of the dream remain consistent, and what elements sometimes change? What have you previously assumed this dream might mean? This self-assessment establishes your starting point for deeper exploration. Now let's move into specific techniques for decoding your recurring dreams. But for recurring dreams, we'll add Jung's technique of amplification. Keep a notebook and pen by your bed. Record your recurring dream immediately upon waking, capturing as many details as possible. Note the date and any significant life events or emotions from the previous day. For each major symbol or figure in the dream, write down your personal associations with this symbol, cultural or universal meanings of this symbol, how this symbol makes you feel emotionally, any memories this symbol triggers. 2. Active imagination dialogue. Who are you? Why do you appear in my dream? What are you trying to tell me? Allow responses to emerge without conscious editing or control. Record this dialogue in writing or audio. A body-centered approach. Pattern recognition across dreams. Symbolic action. A ritual might involve physically opening doors, while stating intentions for freedom in various life areas. Common obstacles in this dream work include: the unconscious operates on its own timeline, not your conscious mind's schedule. Fear of what might be revealed. Sometimes we resist dream work because we sense uncomfortable truths waiting to be acknowledged. Remember that integration, not elimination, of these aspects is the goal. To illustrate the transformative potential of this work, consider these real-life examples. Through dream work, he recognized this as his unconscious warning about his unsustainable work pace and inability to set boundaries. By implementing concrete braking mechanisms in his daily schedule, regular breaks, saying no to additional commitments, and creating transition rituals between work and home, the dream's frequency diminished and eventually transformed into dreams of driving competently on challenging but navigable roads. A woman's recurring dream of being unable to find a bathroom represented her difficulty acknowledging and expressing basic emotional needs. As she practiced more direct communication about her needs in waking life, the dream transformed, first to finding inadequate bathrooms, then to increasingly acceptable ones, signaling her progress in this psychological task. As Jung himself noted, the dream is a little hidden door in the innermost and most secret recesses of the soul. These techniques provide you with keys to that door, allowing access to the wisdom your unconscious has been trying to share. For deeper self-exploration, try these reflective questions. What aspect of your recurring dream do you find most disturbing or compelling? If you could change one element of your recurring dream, what would it be? What part of yourself might the central figure or challenge in your dream represent? Understanding your recurring dreams is just the beginning. The true power lies in integrating these insights into your waking life, allowing them to inform your relationships, career decisions, creative expression, and spiritual development. In relationships, recurring dreams often highlight patterns we're unconsciously repeating. The person who repeatedly dreams of being abandoned might recognize how fear of abandonment is causing them to create distance in current relationships. By bringing this unconscious pattern into awareness, they can begin responding to present relationships based on current reality rather than past wounds or fears. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves, Jung observed. Your recurring dreams about conflict with others may reveal projections, aspects of yourself you're unable to acknowledge directly and instead perceive in others. In career development, recurring dreams often highlight untapped potential or misalignment between your authentic self and your chosen path. The executive who repeatedly dreams of being lost in a maze might recognize how they've strayed from their original passion and purpose. The artist who dreams of performing on stage might need to acknowledge their desire for greater recognition or expression. Creatively, recurring dreams provide rich material for artistic expression. Many renowned artists, writers, and musicians have transformed their recurring dreams into creative works. Salvador Dali's surrealist paintings drew heavily from his dream imagery. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein emerged from a vivid dream. The Beatles' Yesterday came to Paul McCartney in a dream. Consider channeling your recurring dream into creative expression, whether through writing, visual art, music, or movement. This not only honors the dream's message, but often transforms its energy, allowing integration through creative process. Spiritually, recurring dreams frequently point toward what Jung called individuation, the lifelong journey toward psychological wholeness and self-realization. Dreams of ascending mountains, crossing thresholds, or encountering wise figures often reflect this spiritual dimension of dream work. As you integrate your dream insights, you may notice subtle shifts in the recurring dream itself. This evolution is a powerful indicator of psychological growth. Common transformations include: this involves, remember that dream work is not a linear process with a definitive endpoint. As Jung noted, the unconscious is not just evil by nature, it is also the source of the highest good, not only dark, but also light, not only bestial, semi-human and demonic, but superhuman, spiritual, and, in the classical sense of the word, divine. Your recurring dreams will continue to evolve as you evolve, offering new insights appropriate to each stage of your development. We've journeyed deep into the realm of recurring dreams, from understanding their psychological purpose to developing practical techniques for interpretation and integration. Let's summarize the key insights from our exploration. These dreams often point to unresolved emotional conflicts, unacknowledged aspects of your personality, or untapped potential waiting to be realized. 3. Through techniques like dream journaling, active imagination, and symbolic action, you can decode these dreams and transform their energy from distressing repetition to psychological growth. 4. The true power of dream work lies not just in interpretation, but in integration, allowing these insights to inform your relationships, career, creativity, and spiritual development. 5. As you engage with your recurring dreams, they will likely evolve, reflecting your psychological growth and offering new guidance appropriate to each stage of your journey. As Jung wrote, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes." Your recurring dreams are inviting you to awaken to a deeper understanding of yourself, to recognize patterns that may be limiting your growth, to reclaim disowned aspects of your personality, and to realize more of your innate potential. I encourage you to begin this work tonight. Before sleep, set a clear intention to remember your dreams, especially any recurring ones. Keep a journal by your bed to record them immediately upon waking. Approach even disturbing dream content with curiosity rather than fear, recognizing that your unconscious is attempting to help, not harm you. Share your experiences in the comments below. What recurring dreams have followed you through life? What insights have you gained from them? What questions do you still have about your dream experiences? If you found value in this exploration, please consider subscribing to our channel for more content on depth psychology, personal development, and the journey towards self-understanding. And if you know someone troubled by recurring dreams or interested in dream interpretation, share this video with them. It might provide exactly the perspective they've been seeking. Remember, the recurring dream that has been following you through the night is not your enemy. It's a messenger, a guide, and potentially your greatest ally in the journey towards psychological wholeness. The question is not how to make it stop, but how to finally hear what it's been trying to tell you all along. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the hidden truth behind your recurring dreams. Until next time, may your dreams illuminate your path to self-discovery. For those interested in exploring dream work further, here are some valuable resources. Books. Man and His Symbols by Carl Jung. Inner Work. Using Dreams and Active Imagination for Personal Growth by Robert Johnson. The Interpretation of Dreams by Sigmund Freud. Dreams, God's Forgotten Language, by John Sanford. Dreamwork, Techniques for Discovering the Creative Power in Dreams, by Jeremy Taylor. www.cisdreams.org. The Jung Center, www.jungcenter.org. Dream Studies Portal, www.dreamstudies.org. Trust your intuition and personal associations as you engage with your dream material.